Welcome to the Mike and Ike podcast. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. And apparently I'm Mike for this
Yep.
podcast.
And I'm Mike.
Yeah. And I think first order of business is we need to deal with that because that's very stupid. Um, for those of you who don't know, we are part of a incredible group chat with a lot of idiots in it.
Yeah, us included.
And yes, some subset of those idiots, it may have even been me. I don't remember. Um, decided we should swap our names and also include Ike for this. I'm not gonna call you Ike. I'm gonna call you Mike
That's totally
because
fair.
I'm gonna fuck it up. Yeah, and so we're supposed to talk about things. And since I think no one is going to listen to this other than those idiots from the chat,
Likely.
I think we should probably talk about something that I know is near and dear to the chat. Um, and actually, before we introduce the topic, I just want to say, you know who hasn't been showing up much for this chat?
Yeah, I do.
It's JD Jowdy, that guy.
That's true.
Where's he been?
He did. He made an appearance today, I believe. Talked about real
I
estate.
feel like, yeah, I feel like JD shows up to talk about real estate and occasionally talk about books.
Yeah, that's true. I would like to
I,
point out that he is, however, outdoing Brett Tito. So.
yeah, I totally forgot that guy wasn't even in the chat. So, so
Well, just say it. He's not the
that's
worst.
true.
So.
I think JD might. I will say this. I'm not sure about this, so I mean no offense if I'm incorrect. But in my mind, it's a pretty close race between you and JD as to who in this chat reads the most
Ooh,
as far as like book
I,
reading.
I'd like to be clear that it's not even close. JD is just so far and away past me. It's insane.
That guy's like in book clubs.
Yeah, he's in multiple book clubs, and then he reads his own books, and then I think he reads 3 or 4 books at a time.
I don't like
Uh,
that.
it's
I struggle to read one at a
yeah,
time.
it's yeah. His book consumption is borderline unbelievable. I've actually discussed this with people outside of the chat, and they
Wow.
all just kind of don't believe me that he will audiobook at like 2.5x, and they're like, "That's not possible." I said, "Well, that's what he does."
See, I do like 1.25. I've tried going to 1.5 and I'm like, ooh, this is distracting.
I'm a Luddite. I just read the words.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm talking about like, you know, I don't audiobook by choice, but like if I have a big drive and I'm in the middle of a book, that's a good way to spend the drive.
I would agree. I would, but trying to agree on a book, and the wife's usually with me, so now I like gotta get some
Oh,
agreement
see, I drive
there.
a lot by myself. That's the issue because
Yeah.
I commute all the way to the bay. But so I thought I maybe I was wrong. I thought you read quite a bit too, though. Seems like you're always reading something.
I like reading, and I do read a lot. It's not real rapid because again my free time is just so limited, so limited.
Are you still you're still in the middle of that Wheel of Time shit?
Wheel of Time. Oh my God, I am. I will tell you though, I'm almost there. I'm so close. So
To the Brando Sando parts?
next book, one book, and I'm like 30, almost 40% in. I think this weekend I might finish and hit Brandon Sanderson, and I just couldn't be more excited because this
So,
this
so just
fucking Jordan guy, I'm
just
fucking
remind
done,
me.
dude.
Just remind me. It's how many books of Jordan and then how many of Brandon?
11 Jordan, 3 Sanderson.
Hmm.
Now, just to be clear, Jordan for 11 books goes sideways. The book just gets wider and wider, and then it takes 3 entire books for Sanderson to just mend all that back together and finish it. Like it's truly unbelievable.
Wow. Okay. See, I'm reading right now The Devils. I think I told you
Oh yeah,
about
yeah.
that,
Uh-huh.
which I really like. And before that, I read Project Hail Mary. And I've been doing this thing where like I'll just like read nonstop sci-fi and then get very sick of it, and
Oh
then
yeah.
switch to fantasy and read nonstop fantasy, and then get very sick of it, and then switch back to sci-fi.
Yeah, I do try to alternate a little bit. This Wheel of Time fucked me up because like I really you just get so deep in it, you just don't want to stop.
See, this is, I think, the perfect uh, topic to really drill down on in
That's fine.
podcast form,
Yeah, yeah.
and that is, and it's a good thing Tim's not here because he would just immediately answer with no debate whatsoever.
It's
The,
fantasy, right?
the,
For him.
the question is, what is better, sci-fi or fantasy, right? So I guess what do you like better, Mike?
So I'll be honest. I think I lean. I'm probably like 2-to-1 fantasy to sci-fi ratio. Like
Yeah.
as I'm reading along, like there's a lot of good sci-fi out there, but like I can only handle so much, and then I need to like cleanse my palate with the fantasy. But I think it's about like a 2-to-1 ratio.
See, for me, I think it's probably similar, um, and I think it's just because so much sci-fi is written so badly.
It's
Like,
even when it's well written, it's like
like there are some sci-fi authors who write, who like sat down and they were like, "I'm here to tell you a story first and foremost, and the
oh,
setting will be sci-fi." And
and
I'm like,
I
"Great,
love those people.
yeah."
Actually,
And then there,
I thought Sanderson's sci-fi was very good.
which one?
Oh,
The
what's
like,
the young adult one?
oh yeah,
Ooh,
it's like a space pilot
uh-huh,
lady. Is
uh-huh, yeah,
that right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I haven't read it, but I've seen the cover
Yeah, really
at
enjoyed it actually.
Barnes and
Really
Noble.
enjoyed it, and I didn't think the young adult really took away from it much. I thought he did a really good job.
So is Brandon Sanderson your favorite author? Is that
No, no, I don't
who would
think
you say is your
so.
favorite?
Oof, boy, that's really hard. There's so many really good authors. um,
Okay, well, who's better than Brandon Sanderson? How about that?
oh, I think that the Dark Tower by Stephen King. I think Stephen King just did such a great job with that series. I would consider him a better fantasy author than Brandon Sanderson, which is kind of wild. But it's a problem, right? Because Brandon Sanderson is so prolific. The dude can write like 100 pages a day. So
Yeah, that's true.
uh,
If the test were output volume,
yeah,
he
yeah.
would be the best author without a
What?
doubt.
When and again, right? Like he has several very good works, but then he has a lot that's just like, hey, I have this formula. I plugged in the things of the formula, and this is what came out. And you're like, well, uh, yeah. I mean, it's readable. So I
Yeah.
just struggled to say like, yeah, his consistency is not there. Like the highs are really high and it's really good, and the lows are like, eh. They're not bad, but they're not great either. So
One thing I'm noticing, um, as I read this Joe Abercrombie book, who I've never
oh,
read before. This is my first
I will tell
for
you,
him.
Joe Abercrombie's very high on my list. Also,
Yeah, he
I've
seems
read
he seems good.
I've read 6 of his books, and everyone has been just very very good.
What I was going to say though is what I've noticed from reading him is sort of a something that's missing in Brandon Sanderson, which is, and this is kind of hard to articulate. I think Brandon Sanderson is very good at coming up with stories and explaining those stories to you, as far as just like fundamentally who's doing what in the scene,
Sure.
right? But like he doesn't really, and this is going to sound lame, but like other authors kind of have this like poetic aspect to their writing.
Mm-mm-mm.
There's like a bit of a flourish involved
Mm-mm.
beyond just telling you what's happening. Um, even if like you take for example like fucking something like Terry Pratchett or Douglas Adams, where it's all like charming and British, right? Like even that is sort of an example of what I mean. Like Brandon Sanderson doesn't like have anything like that. He's just like telling you what happened.
Yeah.
Um, it's almost like you're reading a screenplay,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Which I mean, he he does. The stories are so engaging
Mm-hmm.
that it doesn't really matter for him, but it's just something I kind of noticed.
No, I'm with you.
But
Yeah, I think that harkens back to the formula, right? Like here's the formula, here's the story. I'm gonna tell the story. I'm not gonna like it's just very regimented. It feels like Like it,
Mm.
you're just not going to get a lot of stuff that feels off script, kind of just out there, and you're like, oh, that I didn't expect that. It's Joe Abercrombie will just come out of nowhere and just fucking wallop you with a left, and you're like, well, what the hell just happened?
Yeah,
it's
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 very
it's
fun.
really fun. Yeah, it's really fun because
Yeah,
you don't know. You're like, oh, that I thought that was the main character, and you think it's Gurm, but like it's not. It's just oh yeah. Uh, Yeah, like if Gurm
so
would actually write his fucking books and like finish them and not, blather on about nonsense forever, that's like Joe Abercrombie, and it's like, oh, this is really really good.
I remember fucking reading Dance with Dragons or whatever it's called,
Yeah.
and I was a summer associate at my law firm. Like, so it was at least, God, it was like 2012, I think.
Oh,
It's
nice.
just like, or even maybe, yeah, I think it was summer of 2012. It's just like that's so fucking long ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's offensive. But so let me get back on track here. So setting aside author, it, and maybe we have to do a little bit of defining here if we're gonna. I'm gonna ask you about these genres, these sci-fi and fantasy genres, and I love to define things.
Oh, you do.
I think it's important to define what we're talking about because there's a lot of things that are kind of in the gray area between them,
Fair, fair.
like like Star Wars. A lot of people might say that's sci-fi. I wouldn't. I would say that's fantasy. So you know, uh, we'll see what your answer is. Maybe we will
It's a bit of
debate.
both. It's a bit of both, I guess, if you really want to get after it. I think it's a hybrid.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
we don't have light swords currently, so that's sci-fi. But
true,
the
true.
use of the force is certainly somewhat fantasy, kind of magical.
Yeah, yeah. See, to me, when I think of fantasy, I think of like the world is fake, and you don't really need to understand that much about it. You know,
Okay.
when I think of science fiction, I guess I think of it more as like speculative fiction, where I think of something more along the lines of like it's more or less our world, but something has changed, and the kind of at least in my opinion, like the best science fiction is this way. Something has changed, or something is a little bit different, and or usually enabled by kind of a technological advancement that hasn't really happened yet, and it's changed society or changed the game in some way, and the story is kind of exploring that.
Okay.
There is of course just like fucking we're having an adventure in the setting of sci-fi, like like fucking Dune, right? Like
Okay.
you know. But then there's things that are more like something has changed, and what the fuck does it mean for us? Like something more like Minority Report. Like, what if we could do this? Like, what would the world be like? What are the
Okay.
problems? You know.
Yeah.
And I really like that second kind. Like, if I'm reading sci-fi, I want it to be that second kind. I definitely don't want it to be the third kind, which is some person really wanted to teach me science and thought doing it in story form would be helpful. uh, but
Yeah.
there's quite a bit of that too.
Ugh.
Um, so anyway, with definitions aside, we're gonna just settle this once and for all. Favorite fantasy book? Mike Holub, what is it?
Oh, a single fantasy book?
Well, I mean, look, that's the aspiration. If you're gonna
Oh.
hedge hem and haw about it,
Well, I'm just asking.
we can entertain that.
I'm just saying, like, is I find that fantasy tends to come in series a lot, and so it's a little unfair
Okay,
to.
yeah, a series is okay.
Well,
That's
I'm just
fair. That's a fair
saying.
clarification.
Well,
A series,
if it is a
you can
single
name a
book within a
series.
series, it's gonna be like, oh shit, I'm not gonna even remember the names of these most of the time. So,
We'll accept a series.
fantasy.
Yeah, because I was thinking about this myself, and I couldn't come up with one for a long time, and I think I finally did, and it's probably a book you haven't read.
That could be.
Yeah, but
Uh,
I'm not going to tell you yet. I want to hear yours first.
oh man, this might take a minute. This might take a minute. That's a big question. That's a big one.
Yeah, we were trying. I was trying to get at it with this author question.
Yeah, no, no, no.
Um,
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Because I mean, the first law is really good from
that's the Joe.
Joe
That's the
Abercrombie.
blade
Yeah,
itself and all that.
that's kind
Yeah,
of his big one. Is really really good. But like, I mean, it depends how pure fantasy you're looking. You know what I mean? There's not like a lot of magic in that. It's kind of light.
that's
It's
okay.
just
That's okay. That
yeah,
doesn't.
yeah.
That doesn't mean
Um,
it's not fantasy.
yeah, like Dark Tower is. It's written by Stephen King. Is it horror? Maybe. Is it fantasy? Maybe. I don't know. That's kind of a hybrid.
Um,
I think the Dark Tower is my favorite series of all time, and if you put it into fantasy, that's what I have to select.
okay.
But
Interesting.
it is it's hard to categorize because it's just very unique. It's very
See,
unique.
I've not read it. I know a little bit about it, but
Just to
people do
be,
seem to love it.
I just like to be clear. The film was trash and having almost nothing to do with anything. And please God, don't judge it based on that.
I feel like I haven't seen. So to be clear, I haven't seen any movies, TV shows,
Good.
or whatever. But
That's a
like,
good start.
how many adaptations have there been?
I
I feel like there's been a lot.
I only know of the one with the Idris Elba, and again, like they called it the Gunslinger, which would be theoretically the first book of the series, but then they just
Okay,
kind of mishmashed whatever the frick they felt like, and so it kind of ended up just being like a I don't know what the fuck this is film.
that was the first. That was a movie with Idris
Correct.
Elba.
Yeah, Idris Elba
Hmm.
called it Gunslinger, which is the first book, but again, it incorporated aspects of all sorts of stuff, and really they're trying to explore like I don't know, like 6 or 7 thousand pages in 90 minutes, and it's like obviously you can't do that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, this is why I've been. Like they're doing like the Harry Potter show now, doing it in a series instead of a movie,
Okay,
and 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 like I think that makes a lot more sense.
it could.
Like a TV show is a lot better for novelizing or
I think that's
adapting
true.
a novel.
I think that's true. I think if you to give a novel its real like its full due, I think 8 to 10 hours is much better than 2 to 3.
Yeah, there was one show. It's actually slipping my mind now, but there was one show where I was like, "Yikes!" Like they should do that as a movie, not as a show, because the book isn't that long.
Oh, I felt
I'm
that way
trying to
about
remember.
The Hobbit when they were like, "Oh, we're gonna
Yeah,
make a 3 film series." I was like, "Oh, that's like 200 pages, guys. That's not right.
yeah, that's a good example of this
That's too
issue.
many.
But
Too
this is
many."
something kind of recent. I can't remember what it was. Oh well. Um, I think maybe it could have been this. Mistborn.
Oh, I did like Mistborn, the first book,
Uh,
just to be clear.
yeah, the, which I believe is entitled Mistborn.
Correct. It
That's
is.
going to be a.
It's also the name of a 3 book series, and then
Is that
there's a
right?
follow-on 3 book series behind it, which I have not read.
Right, right. Well, the that one is going to be a film apparently, not a series.
That could
Which,
work. That could work.
yeah, I think it. Yeah, it could be okay. Because frankly, when I try to remember that book, which I read years ago, I can only picture like 6 or 7 scenes.
Perfect.
So
Yeah,
that
perfect.
seems like you could make a movie with that.
Perfect film.
Um,
Add in a couple for
so
spice, and we're good to go.
yeah, I think my favorite fantasy book, um, and I actually thought about this for a while, is one called Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. Have you ever heard of that book?
I have not.
It's a
Who's
very
what's the author?
weird book. It's a woman named Susanna Clark.
Okay. Okay.
It's an absolutely ridiculous book, but it's a book where like there's so much lore behind everything that like there's footnotes in the book,
Oh.
and you read the footnotes, and like like that in and of itself is an entertaining experience.
Okay.
but
Okay.
but but yeah, it's a strange book about it's like supposedly our world, but it's about these two magicians who like supposedly like magic is achievable in real life,
Okay.
and these two are kind of competing magicians. It's sort of in a sense kind of like the The Prestige.
Oh,
You know,
okay,
it's like these
okay.
two rival magicians, but they're not perform like entertainers. They're like wizards. You know. Um,
Mages.
yes, yes, but it's a good book. I enjoyed it a lot. Okay, well, so now we have to switch. Now we have to switch. We have to ask, even though it's your, bottom 33% or other 33%.
Well, yeah.
Uh,
Again, I'm not saying one's on top, one's on bottom. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, it's a,
I think
just a
the
preference.
ratio of reading is such. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. That is what you said. I'm mischaracterizing. But so what's the sci-fi then?
Oh, it's it's
Because I will
probably
say this, Eric, he seems to read almost exclusively sci-fi, from what I can tell.
he. Well, I think he reads a lot of nonfiction, so that's
Well, yeah, if you count as far as fiction, it seems
yes.
like
I
he's
think
a
he is a
big fan
sci-fi
of that.
guy. I think that's absolutely true. He's really big into the Ian Banks, the whole
Oh yeah, that's true.
that
I was gonna say I
series,
can't remember that guy.
the Mind series. Is that?
The Snow Crash guy. What's his name?
I'm gonna be honest.
Neil
That's where I was going because I love Neil Stephenson. Also, huge
Neil
fan.
Stevenson.
He very very good. Yeah, I think Snow Crash is probably up there. Diamond
I've not
Age
read
right
that
along with it.
or any of them.
His historical fiction's phenomenal.
So maybe I should check that out.
Well, I cannot recommend Snow Crash and Diamond Age enough. I think they're phenomenal works. He
Are they related? Is Diamond Age like a
no
sequel?
no no, they're both just short. They're just kind of like nice little teasers, kind of get you into the Stevenson way of things. He's he's just like a visionary. I don't know how to put it other than that, but like he comes up with things, and you're like, that's just like kind of on the border of reality, and then like it feels like 10 years later, like that's actually just happening, and you're like, oh, cool.
So he has prophetic stories.
Yeah, like Snow Crash is basically just prophesizing MMORPGs, and like you're like, oh no, that actually happened. Oh, like he was like before Ready Player One. That was him.
Hmm.
He invented avatars, like the online avatar, like the he like invented that thought, which
Because
is
he was
impressive. It's
who
impressive
coined
to
the
me.
term.
Coin the term, yeah. Well, yeah.
Because I believe Avatar is like a Hindu
Sure,
concept, right?
sure. Yeah,
Like
I
like
mean
in
the
like the
online,
Last Airbender kind of like
yeah, but
sense.
the online
No,
essence
I get
of the
it. Like it's
person.
come to mean like your representation in a digital world.
Correct.
But I
I
think,
believe he was the first person to use it that way, which is
yeah,
neat.
that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I
These
feel
are
like it was around that time.
Snow Crash is like 85. I want to say
Yeah.
it's
So
old.
that's it. That's your favorite, you think?
Snow Crash is very good, very very good. I've enjoyed a lot of Crichton too, but Crichton is more. He's never really like super sci-fi.
I think he counts.
Yeah.
I would call Jurassic Park sci-fi.
I like when they do a lot of research and they really like make it nearly believable. I enjoy that.
Hmm.
Yeah. But Crichton obviously has his ups and downs too. Fucking Andromeda Strain was just trash. Fucking hated the ending so much. Side note. But I do think I think we've made our time on our
Oh, have we?
on our fantasy sci-fi discussion here.
So do we
Um,
get some Jowdy Bucks?
I believe we both get one Jowdy Buck, which is fantastic. I really hope that
Ah, shit.
any.
I forgot to do something.
Oh,
Damn it.
what you
I
need?
wanted to remember sometime halfway through to say like a code word. And then when people were like, "Oh yeah, we listened to the podcast," I could say, "Okay, what was the secret word?"
Oh, well, nobody's
And
gonna listen this long. This is ridiculous.
we'll see. I'm worried they might listen to the end just so they could
Oh,
say like it had to be
damn.
buried in the middle. So
Well,
here it is. Just we'll
well,
do it
wait, but
anyway. Better than nothing.
what about just your favorite book? You could just ask him that.
Yeah, that's true.
2/3 the way through. I don't think anyone's gonna
Yeah,
listen to
that's true. But they might guess because I might have said it before.
that.
I know Tim's read that book. He liked it.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll put it on my
but
list. I'll put it on my list.
it's yeah. I'm not sure if it'll be your type. It's not a
That's okay.
super. It's kind of it's not like an action adventure kind of book. It's not to say that that's your type. I'm just saying it's kind of like a. It's a little bit more of a slow book.
I
I guess you want to put
I
it.
try to expand my scope a little. I try not to just read
Yeah.
stuff that I really like. I try to read stuff that's like kind of on the border too. Try to I don't know expand my
Yeah. Well,
mind.
in case we do want to go with a buzzword, I will say the secret word is rutabaga.
Oh, nice.
So if anyone
I would have gone for
hears
something
that and wants,
like a poppycock.
okay,
Something
we
kind
can
of
have two.
yeah yeah.
It'll
We can
be
each
it'll
have
be the
one.
combination of those words.
Yeah yeah
So
yeah.
if we ever want to vet somebody as having listened to this podcast, that is
This
it'll be
ridiculous amount of time we just recorded.
that is the test we can
I
employ.
like that. I like that. The old yeah, we're in it.
Okay,
Um,
man.
sir,
Well,
thank
you
you for your time. Listeners,
your
thank
upload
you
before it gets
for your time.
too digitally heavy.
It's very heavy already. It's fine. Will, I hope you have a lovely evening. Listeners, I hope you have a lovely evening, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Goodbye, everyone.